I'm John DeGose, and I'm CTO of SlamData, and I'm also co-founder. One of the big things for us is correctness, because our software is an advanced analytics compiler, and it can take workflows and it can deploy them on any target infrastructure, whether that's MongoDB or MarkLogic or Couchbase or Spark or Postgres or whatever it is. And the queries that we take as input into our system have to be translated down into something that has a precise meaning, and it needs to give back the exact correct results 100% of the time. And so we can't have off by one errors. We can't have those types of things in our system. And so having correct software that also runs performantly enough to satisfy our customers' needs is extremely important to us. So I'd say that we run on the JVM, and one of the issues with scaling that's come up is that it can be hard, especially in a programming language like Scala, but even Java to some extent, to minimize heap churn. There's just so much junk constantly created and so much garbage collection, and getting efficient code that is also correct and type safe and ideally functional and composable, getting all that to be really fast and to not consume a lot of memory has been a challenge. So we'll have challenges around distribution. So as we go from a single node solution to a multi-node solution, we have to figure out how we're going to deploy this. And that's going to depend on how our customers are deploying other types of infrastructure. Are they using Mesos? Are they using something, Yarn? Or what are they using? And so we're going to have to figure out the package and distribution story. And then along with that, error recovery and redundancy and load balancing and all the messy stuff that comes when you take that leap from single node solution to clustered solution. So functional programming, I think, more than anything else, it helps us reason about the software that we write. We're able to understand it because in functional programming, A equals B. So you know the meaning of A simply by substituting B whenever you see an A. And this property called equational reasoning allows you to know the meaning of any expression merely by looking at it and seeing what that equation is defined as and then doing substitution. Also, I think it helps our developers code without fear. When they see a type signature that says this is a function that takes an A and returns a B, they know for a fact they can feed it any A and it's always going to return, and it's always going to return a B. It's not going to return null, it's not going to throw an exception, it's always going to return a B. And not only that, but for the same A, it's always going to return the same B, because all functions are total and deterministic, and their only effect is computing their value. So when our programmers jump into a code base, they can look at the types and they can know with confidence what it does. They don't have to program fearfully, and they don't have to dig into the implementation of the function to understand what it does, because all that stuff is reflected in its type and its type classes and its laws and so forth. So it helps our programmers manage the complexity of what is a very, very large open source Scala project. It's hundreds of thousands of lines of Scala code. And our team is able to be very productive in there, and we can add more people to the team, and our velocity doesn't slow down because these are very strong properties that help you build maintainable software. But also we have no runtime errors. So a fact of which I'm quite proud. We've never had a customer say, oh, null pointer exception or some runtime exception thrown. It doesn't happen. Our software just runs. And yeah, occasionally it'll run out of memory and crash the JVM that way or something like that, which you can't guarantee from the types. But it's just very, very solid software that just does its job and keeps on running. And that has a big effect on our customer satisfaction. And not just that, but our developer satisfaction, because they spend less of their time stepping through code and debuggers and so forth, and more of it just building the features needed to power our business and make our customers happy. So I really love the networking, I think. I love some of the talks as well, but it's just great to see so many people that I know who work in the functional programming community who came here and gave really great talks, and just get a chance to catch up and see what the industry's doing. It's wonderful.